There we go. Okay. Welcome to the Two Bros Bruins Podcast.
Yo,
And today is episode 2. We're going to do a little bit of everything. We're going to talk about current playoffs a little bit, so talk about the draft, talk about some possible trade scenarios, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
sounds
All right. Okay, so first thing, you want to talk about what's going on in the playoffs right now and how
yeah,
crazy some of it is, and who we
yeah,
thought was going to be the juggernaut, and
right,
maybe some standouts that just really wasn't thinking that was going to happen.
yeah. So we'll start with Colorado and in Vegas, huh?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, let's be honest, right? We kind of knew, like, if you put all the the little struggles they had during the regular season aside, you kind of knew Vegas was always a cup contender. I mean, look at the guys that they have. 12 guys, I think, returned from their cup team a couple years back.
yeah.
Uh, they added a couple of guys. I mean, pretty good.
You only added Mitch Marner, right? I mean,
Oh, Hannafin too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Hold on. No, not just that. I mean, Hannafin.
Right, right, but
I mean, they
you know,
reload. I mean, I guess but
yeah,
I think the main takeaway from that is just when you think, like it always feels like maybe we take them for granted just how much talent is on that team, right?
yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of got thrown out of the rug after Mitch Marner left Toronto. It was like, wait a minute, a superstar changed hands. That doesn't happen often. But it was like, oh, it's Vegas. They do this. No, everybody kind of was like, where it's really was like, oh, okay, big deal. When
True.
how I mean, you don't see superstars get moved, and not a young superstar. He's not old. What is
Yeah.
he? 30, 29, something like that. 20.
If he's even that, right?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Let's go look. I really don't know, but I know he's not old. And you don't see superstars move.
No, no,
Mitch
no.
Marner.
Yeah. Yeah. And, obviously by the way that he left Toronto,
29.
yeah, everybody kind of blaming him for
Right.
playoff woes, which that's so laughable, right?
Right. Look at it now. Look what he's
Right.
doing.
Right.
Right. I mean, I did wonder though if Vegas was going to do well this year because I mean they seemed like it was maybe like a I don't know, transitioning period or something was going on there because they were having some struggles. But
Right.
I always had this belief that once they got in the playoffs, even though when they got rid of Cassidy, which was
Right.
surprising, that they would do okay. Now,
Right.
did I think when they got in that they were going to possibly make a cup run? No, but man, it looks like they could. Looks like they could take out the juggernaut, which everybody thought was Colorado too.
Yeah.
Could, you
Well,
know.
I mean, I think even all the way back to the beginning of the season, if you had told me who my top 4 or 5 teams were, I would have had Vegas in there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and just because they have so much talent, they had a pedigree and they had the coach. Uh, I think what happened was we saw a team that had so many guys that had enough of listening to, you know, I need 110% every day, and they're like, wait, we don't relax, let us.
Right, right, right.
And I think that wore out. Well, now they got Torts, which is so funny, right? Because Torts,
He's not much different. I don't
but
understand.
I think he learned with Philly
The
when he
Flyers,
was
yeah.
in Philly a few years back, and he was just like how to deal with young guys. And I think he started to back off a little bit and just said, "Hey, if you can give me everything you got, I'm okay with the the bumps in the road, the learning,
Mhm.
right?" And I think he carried it over, right? Like listening to some of these guys now in Vegas, I mean, they seem to love him, right? Like he's intense, but
Yeah, yeah,
I don't,
yeah.
I don't think he's in their face like,
Uh,
right?
I saw a thing on with Brady Kachuk on his podcast. Yeah, with Brady, yeah, and he was saying how much he loved Torts, and he had his experience with him. I
Right?
was really surprised. He was like, "Oh, I loved him."
What?
I don't
He's a
know.
great guy. I mean, I don't know what it's like to play for him, but he's a
Yeah,
great. I mean, he'll tell you stories like you wouldn't believe. They're fantastic.
yeah,
But again,
yeah.
you can just see. I think he's grown too, right? Like I think he's understanding. Like the young players don't respond the way to the yelling and screaming the way the older.
I, I didn't play anything professionally, but every sport I was in, most of my coaches were yellers and screamers. So, I mean,
Oh, me too, man. A lot of, I had a lot of them. I
yeah,
mean, I didn't want to name names, but one of
yeah,
them, one of them is from here in Massachusetts. Is coaching the American League, and screamed at me every day. I mean, like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we grew up with that, so,
yeah,
that was
that's
pretty
it.
normal for us.
Right. That's normal. But yeah, no, but again, I think I don't know if we can really be shocked though with the amount of talent that Vegas has and the way that they play. And I think the biggest difference though is they're getting ridiculous goaltending from Carter Hart.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Man,
Right.
let's not talk about that too much.
Right. Now, yeah. Right.
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, hey, Vegas, baby.
It's what happens in Vegas stays in
Hey,
Vegas.
you know what? Again, I guess Vegas is less. They care less about the baggage and more about what you can do.
Well, I mean, too bad the Bruins didn't do that. What was the Mitchell kid? Was that his
Oh
name?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They
I
weren't.
mean,
Yeah, they.
I mean, I again, the kid screwed up when he was a
Yeah,
teenager.
I think that's what kept them from even going after Quenneville.
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
like the bad PR.
Don't get me wrong. I like Sturm. I would have really liked Quinville.
Oh, Quenneville's a great coach, one of the
Look
best.
what he's done with Anaheim.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Yeah.
But again, I think he understood, right? Like as he's such a smart guy, you can't be the same, with everybody, right? You have to evolve, right? That's how you have to evolve, grow, become a good coach.
Don't you see that with Cassidy too when he left the Bruins? Yes, he
I
had some of
agree.
the similar complaints when he went to Vegas later on after being
Yeah.
there for so many years, but
Yeah.
he made changes in the playoffs. You could see his style change a little bit. Things changed a little bit.
Wow.
The next,
We've talked about this before, but he learned from what happened to him against St. Louis. St. Louis bullied the Bruins, and I think what he said was, "I'm gonna go." And when I build the next team, and when he went to Vegas, he said, "I know what you have and what you don't have. This is what we need." And they took everything he said, and they helped him go out and get those guys to make that team what they needed. And it was so great to watch them just bully the Panthers back in that cup that year and win that cup, right? Like that.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
fun. Fun for us Bruins fans
awesome.
who watched us get slapped around by St. Louis
Yeah,
and then Florida the same way, right? Like
right. I loved watching the Panthers that beat one of the greatest teams in NHL history, beat us, and then I was like, all right, Cassidy's gonna kick their butt. Okay, fine.
he
That makes me
did,
feel a
he
little
did,
better,
he did. It
you
was,
know.
but
But
anyway, yeah.
yeah,
No, back to what's going on right now. Colorado's not out of it by any means, but
no, no,
they
no.
they're such a deep team. But I think they are rattled a little bit because
Well, McKinnon not being there is a big
I
difference.
mean, you mean McCarr.
McCarr,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
McCarr
no,
not being there is a
yeah.
big difference. It makes a huge difference.
Because what's happening now is McKinnon is getting very frustrated. You see
Yeah,
like he's trying, but Vegas is doing a really good job. They make sure they got their first pairing out there against him. They're making sure that they're double teaming him all over the like
but
they're not making because they know what he likes to do. He likes the zone entries, right? They're right on top of him. They're trying to force him to one side of the ice all the time, right? Like if he's gonna beat them, they're trying to say, you want to beat us, then you're beating us by yourself, right? We'll take everything away from you. And I mean, he has his moments, but he can't do it by himself. I mean, he's getting frustrated, right?
yeah,
Um, and not to say their goaltending's bad, but they need their goaltending to mirror what's happening down the other end, and that's not happening either, right? So,
no, 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 no.
right.
Yeah,
And again, I still feel like we haven't seen the last of Colorado. They're not going to
no.
quietly. So, and maybe McCarr comes back in Game 3 and makes this a totally different series. But
When's the next game? Is it tonight or tomorrow?
yeah, yeah.
It's tonight.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic, right? Like,
Well, I tell you what, though, I believe for sure if Vegas pulls it out tonight,
oh,
I don't think Colorado's winning the series.
oh,
They
I
go
mean,
down 3-0. I have it's the hard. It is so hard to do. I mean, yeah, the
yeah,
Bruins have done it a couple of times, other teams, but it's not an easy task, even
right,
for Colorado to come back.
right,
Because that means Vegas has to only win one game, and Colorado has to win four straight.
right,
Ooh, in the playoffs, and it's against teams like that.
right,
I don't know.
right, right. And I think what we see and what we saw at the end of last game was a team in Vegas that knows how to close it out, right? And here's the thing: people forget Colorado won a cup not just a couple of years as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like
What was it?
22,
22?
22,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, it's not like they're that far off from where they won the cup, but this is just two, big teams. But one just happens that doesn't. They're missing their all-world player, right? maybe the best defenseman in the world, one of the best of all time, and that's,
Yeah.
you can't replace a guy like that.
No, you could. That's not irreplaceable.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, uh, for what McCarr does, I don't know if there's anybody else out there. I
Yeah.
mean, I like Quinn,
Yeah.
but I
Yep.
don't think they're the
Quinn
same.
Hughes, Quinn's, yeah.
I don't think they're the same though.
Yeah. Hudson and for
Yeah,
Montreal. I mean, those are very dynamic offensive defensemen.
yeah,
But I don't think even though I would say they both skate very well, they don't skate like Cale Makar, right? Like,
yeah,
and I think he does it at such a level that makes guys literally get scared when they see him coming at them,
yeah, yeah.
and they start, you know what I mean? Like, you get a little more conservative. You're you're not willing to try to attack the guy because you're kind of like McDavid. He's just gonna make you look stupid,
You're gonna make it look stupid.
right?
You're gonna be a highlight reel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I know the other thing that they've been talking about with on the analytics side of it is that Makar is such a drop from like getting on turnovers and transitioning the puck,
yeah,
and they aren't generating any transition offense, and that's most of Colorado's offense apparently. And again, not that I've watched Colorado a lot, but I'm just looking at the metrics and what people are talking about in advanced analytics is that without Makar, their offense is just like a fraction
well,
of what it normally is. So
I think for offensive dynamo out there, that's got to be Cale Makar for defense, right?
yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah,
just the top tier in the league right now.
right,
Um, we'll talk about this a little bit later. We're gonna do some draft stuff. Me and you have talked about this before off of the show, but like waiting for the day a Ray Bork style guy where they can
oh,
do it all is
yeah,
out there. You know,
yeah. Yeah, one of the most underrated players of all time, and even though he's an all-time great, right? People still don't always give him his due, right? Which is kind of a shame because anybody who was old enough to actually watch him play in person would just marvel at, like, the guy could skate for days, like let us skate for days. He was such a beautiful skater, right? Like, and such an amazing talent, Ray Bork. I mean, but yeah, yeah. I don't know if we'll ever see a Ray Bork ever again, but
but someone that has that elite offensive and
yeah,
defensive
yeah,
skill is just.
right.
I don't think there's anybody out there
And
at this point.
physical. He was one of the most
Physical,
physical.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, not just speedy or
Yeah.
moving.
He came, dude, a different era. Because I mean, guys back then, like Dennis Potvin, who was a very good offensive defenseman and very physical enough, but he never had. He would even say he never quite had that level that Ray Bork had when it came to
Yeah,
seeing the ice, making those plays. The shot, right? Like,
and can put you on your butt. Yeah,
and right, right. Well, we're kind of getting off topic here, but yeah, back
yeah.
to the playoffs. So, like, how about Carolina, Montreal, right? Like,
What are they tied this up? It's 1-1, right? Isn't
yeah,
that
but
what it is? 1-1.
I think I mean I don't want to make excuses for Carolina, but I think in the first game that was one of those deals where they scored first really early,
Yeah,
and you
30
could just
seconds or something like
see
that.
it
Yeah,
was kind of like, oh yeah, we got this. This is just like the other, and there was no intensity after that. Like they
yeah,
they were coming hard. I just don't. The details fell off, right?
yeah. They were feeling themselves. They've been through 2 series
Yeah,
already. It was four
yeah.
straight. Each
And I
one, they were like,
think they were
we're fine.
right, and I don't think they were prepared for a Montreal team that actually has a lot of skill. They can one shot, one score type. You know what I mean? Like, they don't need a lot of opportunities, and which contrasts to Carolina, which is not, haven't been historically a very deep team, and usually don't. They have to work very hard for their goals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So for them to get back down like that quickly was that. Even when they started to get back to their game and get on the details, it was a little too
It's too
far.
late. Yeah,
But we saw in the second game, right? Like, again, Montreal's not going anywhere, but you could see they were a little more on their heels this game because Carolina was like, okay, we're not going to give you the opportunities we gave you in the last game. And yeah, it looked more like what I expected in the first game, right? But
yeah.
that's
It
just
did.
even, and I could see. I mean, it could go either way, right?
Yeah, that would. I think Carolina's going to pull it out. I do.
Yeah,
Um, but it's going to be a tough one. I think that's going to Game 7.
I think you're right. I think
I don't think the Vegas Colorado is going to Game 7.
I mean, at this point, tonight is
It's,
tonight's the telltale, right?
yeah,
Like,
right.
I mean, yeah, I'm with you. This is like, it's so crazy to think that Colorado would be down 2 games after losing twice at home, right? Like,
Yeah. And I have a feeling it's either Colorado wins it tonight and takes them to, it goes all the way with it. They just blow them
Yeah,
out, or Vegas wins it and it's going to be a back and forth for like 1 or 2 games, and that's it. I
yeah,
don't think it's going to a game seven. The
yeah.
Carolina Montreal, I have a feeling that thing's going all the way. They're going to fight tooth and nail, back and forth. Rod Brindamore is going to be fighting for his career
Yeah.
as a head coach of Carolina, and he's not going to let that go out without a fight.
That's interesting. So, I mean, it would be crazy to think that a guy who's brought so much success to Carolina could be out that quickly. But I mean, I'm with you. I
Well,
guess they get there knocking on the door again and don't quite get over the hump. I mean,
teams do this though. Cassidy didn't have a bad career with the Boston Bruins. He
no.
brought us to a Stanley Cup and then multiple. We got to the conference a couple times, right?
Uh,
Twice, once, and then
yeah, that was the one we lost to. They lost to Tampa, right?
yeah, I think it was it Tampa? Yeah, the conference was at Tampa. I mean, but he didn't have a bad career at Boston. Would you be? I mean, I wasn't upset. I was upset we didn't win the cup with him. But I mean, I would say if you're a fan, you had exciting years every year. You thought you were in it. I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, and we let go of Cassidy, and other teams have let go of coaches where I didn't think of like, wow, you know what I mean? You know, Sullivan leaving Pittsburgh.
yeah. I know.
You know,
It worked out for them this year. I mean, they're doing all right.
right? But I mean, I'm just saying, like, but it's not impossible to see Rod Brindamore be let
Notice
go.
a theme there. Notice a theme there. It seems like when even if the players, some players maybe the voice, the voice was kind of getting a little stale, but it always seems to be more between the general manager and the coach, right? When the coach is probably,
Yeah.
dude, you haven't given me any real
Oh,
good
I see what
players in
you're
a
saying.
while.
Yeah, yeah,
What's going on? And the general manager is pretty much telling him, hey man, like I'm giving you enough, do your job, right? And
yeah.
I mean, I felt like that's what happened with Donnie Sweeney and Cassidy. Is Cassidy, was hard on the players, but he had a reason, and he wanted a certain type of player, and Sweeney did what Sweeney wanted to do, right?
Well, I've always thought that was a oil and water
Right,
scenario between
right,
Sweeney and
right.
Cassidy.
I mean, hey, like if they could have brought Sullivan into Boston, made that work, that'd have been great. But yeah, I mean, we're at we are where
Yeah.
we're at.
But
But back to
so
the,
what's your predictions on these two
I
these
think
four teams here?
I was telling my friends that I thought Vegas could beat Colorado, so I'm going to stick to that, and I'm going to say Vegas in 6. And,
Okay.
uh, um, I know the my I don't well I don't want to call her, she's not quite, yeah. Anyways, that there's her sister. uh, from
Not
our
quite the sister-in-law yet. Is that what you
rooting,
were going to say?
rooting for the Canadians.
Okay. Yeah.
They want to see a Canadian team win the cup. I don't.
So there's millions of Canadians that want to see their Canadian team win the cup. They
Yeah,
haven't been. When's the last time a Canadian team was even in the finals?
9-0 in the finals. That's well. That would have been Montreal against Tampa back in the bubble, right? 2020.
Oh, the bubble. That's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about the bubble. Okay, when was the last time the Canadian team won a cup?
It was the Canadians in '93.
93. Oh yeah.
Remember
Oh
that?
wait, was that we played? Was that the Boston?
No,
Was it? No, we were.
no.
We
We
was
we
that the
had
year
we had
we lost
played.
to Pittsburgh
I think I don't remember
in the,
who
the
they
playoffs.
they beat. I believe they beat Calgary in '93, right?
Oh yeah.
Is that who they beat in the finals? No, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. L.A.
Let's
They
see.
beat
19. Oh, it was LA
Kings in L.A. Yeah,
1993.
yeah. How could I
Oh,
forget?
look at
How could I forget that? That's right.
90, was it 93, 94, 92, 93?
92, 93, and they beat the Kings. They beat Gretzky and the Kings.
Oh, was that his first year? No.
What? First
Was
year?
that
I mean,
for
in LA.
LA? For Gretzky? No,
No,
91.
990 wasn't it?
What was it? I don't know.
Or was it 89? I don't remember. Look it up. But anyways, moving on. Yeah, 93 was the last year a Canadian team won a Stanley Cup. Hard to believe, right? Hard to believe.
92-93 was Montreal defeat Los Angeles in 4-1, 4 games to 1.
Yeah.
Woo. So
Well,
yeah,
with
it's
the,
been what is that? 30 years? Jesus Christ.
yeah, 33
2003,
years. Crazy.
2013, 2023. Oh, 33 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess they have a.
Wow.
I guess I mean, not that I want to root against the Carolina, but I mean honestly, that's a pick 'em series. But okay, I'll go with it. I'll say Montreal in 7.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say I'm going to say the same thing with Vegas. I say Vegas in 6. I honestly almost thinking I'm really thinking Vegas in 5.
Okay,
Honestly,
say
I'm gonna
that.
stick.
Pick
I'm gonna
Vegas.
stick to Vegas in 5,
All right.
and I think I I you know what? Screw it. I'm a diehard Bruins fan for life. I hate Montreal, and I
I know.
don't want them to win, and I don't care. Okay, I'm saying Carolina in 7. All
All
right,
right.
I hate Montreal. I don't care. Let it all be known. I don't want them to win.
I,
I
I don't
can't.
want to sleep on the couch either. Moving on.
Montreal. Sorry, whatever. It's you too.
Well, okay, so this brings us back to the Bruins though, because how about this? Like, what do these teams have that Boston doesn't have? Like, where how do we get to a point where the Bruins are can compete with teams like this?
Speed. Carolina, speed.
Oh yeah,
Colorado, speed.
oh
I
yeah,
mean, we
yeah,
have some speed. I don't, we do. Murat has got speed and skill. If
yeah.
he could, if he could put more of it together, I think Murat could be somebody
I,
special.
I
Um, everybody says that when they brought on Tanner Jeannot, oh, we're getting another slow tough guy. I think they thought it was Big Rig or something.
oh yeah,
No, he can move. He
right,
got speed, but we need more speed and we need more
yeah,
skill, right? Cassie's got decent speed for a fourth line guy, but we need elite speed and elite skill.
got it,
Okay, we don't have it. Um,
absolutely,
I don't. I like people like Geeky, and we got him on a good contract. He doesn't have speed and skill. He's got a great shot.
right,
That's what he's got.
right.
He
He
doesn't have speed and skill.
would you say he's about an average NHL skater?
Yeah, yeah. With an incredible shot. He's got
Right,
a wrist shot with power behind it like you wouldn't believe. What a 93 miles an hour on the one time wrist shot, and then it's all one at 101 one time, I think, with him 100.
yeah, whatever.
Like, but he's got speed. His power and his shot is what makes him get those goals
Yeah,
because the goalies are like, what? Where did that? You know what I mean? Like,
right, right.
but it's also because he's getting set up by an
Oh yeah,
elite
yeah,
player.
right.
If you notice the difference, they showed most of his goals were on when he was playing with Pasta.
Yeah, yeah,
I was watching. I think it was Marinowski talk about it, and most of his goals was when he was playing with Pasta. When he was
right,
down in the third line,
right, right.
you
Okay,
know.
what do we got? What do we got to do? Like, I mean,
So if you're trying to compare any of those teams, I would say I'd want a team. People are gonna be mad at me. I'd say I'd want a team more like Vegas, really.
okay, well, Vegas is a big team that's got
Right.
right. I mean, they have some.
Right. Well, I think we're closer to that than we are to any of the other teams.
Right.
Right.
I mean, Marner can skate. Jack Eichel for big guy can
Okay.
skate. Right. I mean, William Karlsson can skate. I mean, yeah, I'm with you. I think the biggest difference between us and them is they have the sprinkling in of some bigger, stronger, tougher guys, but they're also skaters and right. Like,
Well, wouldn't
I
you
think
say though, compared to the other teams that we're talking about, those four, that we're closer to Vegas than any of the other them? We're not close to Colorado, so what they got for
here's the
speed.
difference. Here's the difference. Vegas is top six. Oh, we have one player that might be able to play in their top six, right?
Yeah, yeah, we got Pasta.
Pasta, right? And
Yeah,
that's it. And that's so,
right, right,
so there's we're five guys short of being
right.
Vegas.
Yeah, we're fine. Well, the only thing we have above all of them, except I don't know, I want to give Hart a little longer before I
Yeah,
crown that kid something, but I think he's something special. Is
yeah.
we have the goalie better than every one of those 14. I'm sorry, Swayman's better than everybody on those 14.
I can't disagree with you there.
And I wouldn't have said that last year. I was so mad at him.
Yeah,
But he's incredible, and he just made us all feel
right.
stupid
And
because
this is why Donnie wasn't so quick to want to let him walk away.
I let him walk away.
Right.
Yeah, but so we have some core pieces. We
Yeah,
do. We have some.
Yeah,
but we have to decide a direction on where we're going with the team. And this back and
agreed.
forth, are we going to be just a big, brawny, slap teams around, low scoring games? Which I
Right,
don't think is you can't do it anymore. You
right,
can't. I need some of it because
right,
when Panthers proved you need some of it, right? The Panthers proved you have to have some of that piss and vinegar,
right,
as Cam
right.
likes to call it.
But you got to be able to play too. So like, so I look at like so Montreal, right? Montreal's a young team, but their top six, again, super skilled, very fast. Slavkovsky, who's a big kid. I know he's getting a lot of crap right now for maybe not producing as much in his playoffs, but he's a big kid. He protects.
Yeah,
He skates really well. He's a real.
yeah.
He was picked first overall, right? The Bruins just haven't had the luck, or maybe even never mind the luck, haven't been down in the bottoms of the standings far enough to where they got enough of those guys, right? So they could accumulate. We're just started now, but again, that's the difference. I say Montreal's top six, maybe in top nine, are just better than Boston's. Obviously, Colorado's their top six is a
But wasn't Montreal picking in the top 10 for a couple of years, right? Weren't
they,
they?
they decided to take 4 or 5 years where they were
Yeah.
okay with just being crappy and the fans were okay with it because the management said this is what we're going to do. And I don't remember a time where Boston ever said, hey, you know what, we're going to play the young guys, we're going to develop, we're going to draft. Here's the other thing though, the Bruins can't draft for crap. Montreal drafted, Colorado drafted well. Vegas drafts really well, but they trade all their assets away for guys.
What is that guy's name? What's the guy? The Vegas GM. He's a cutthroat. I love him.
Yeah,
What is his name? Golden Knights GM. Uh, he's not afraid to make any move.
right.
Um, Kelly McCrimmon.
Oh yeah, Kelly.
Yeah, that guy is not afraid to make the. I mean, I knew when people were saying Mitch Marner was talking about leaving. I was like, oh, Vegas is going to get this guy. They will go get anybody that they think, and they'll find a way. Especially
Right,
when they can make the cap gymnastics before. You know what I mean? Like, oh well, don't worry about it. We'll put you on
right.
LTIR until the playoffs. But yeah,
Yep.
I mean, so I respect that. You don't ever expect that from Sweeney.
No.
You're like, okay, well, he's gonna tell us he made some magic happen
Right.
by telling us this guy over here that nobody ever thought we were gonna trade for is gonna be the best thing ever.
Right.
you know, I mean, did you expect last year? I thought last year, okay, maybe they're going to make some moves. I didn't think one of the first signings was going to be Tanner Jeannot, which I like Tanner Jeannot. Don't get me wrong. I think he was worth what we're paying him. I think he's done great, but that's not what I thought we were going to do at the beginning of last year.
So
I was like,
right, but okay, so good, but kind of getting back to the building the team thing. Okay, so let's say we have four guys that can play in the bottom six.
yeah,
What do we do? We I mean, everybody says we need the number one center, right?
yeah, that's a given.
Obviously that's a given. But and when we talked about this before, we've talked about this off air.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So where do we go? Like if we me and you were running the Bruins and we were like, hey, we want this team to be, cup contenders for the next, 5 to 6 years, give us a window.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess you have a couple of avenues to do that, right? You go and get the number one center, like whatever you have to give up for prospects or guys right now to get it done, right? To add those pieces to the team. Or do you blow it up and say, hey, these next two drafts could be some of the best drafts in a long time. And if this is the time that maybe we retool, do you trade a Charlie Mack, trying to get into the top five so you can get maybe a franchise defenseman because there's
Yep.
two of them in the draft this year. Do you maybe try to
Two.
trade
I think
Pasta,
there's more than that.
try to trade Pasta and maybe try to get a
Well,
franchise altering forward out of this draft, which
you.
not a lot of them, but there is two or three at the top 10
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
make a difference in the world. And then do you totally take this team in a different direction?
You have two ways to look at it, and I think this is the year to make the decision. Like you're saying, it's absolutely too. This draft is too deep with too much talent, and almost. I don't want to say it because it's going to jinx things, but there's almost. I'm trying really not to jinx myself. There is these guys that are in this draft this
It's
year.
a deep draft. It's a
Oh,
deep.
it's deep, and these guys, I don't want to say can't miss, but I'm going to say there's too many of them that look like can't miss prospects, right? Okay,
Right.
there's too many of them that
Right.
look that good.
Right.
And so if you're gonna have to make a decision, and I don't trust Charlie Jacobs. I don't trust Sweeney. I honestly, I think Cam he will make decisions. He will just say, "Screw it, this is what we're doing." But I don't see Sweeney or Charlie making decisions.
Wow.
They're always like, I think Charlie's all about the money. And he doesn't
I,
care either way. He just wants to get to the playoffs, get his extra money,
right. Right.
and I think Sweeney's a politician. He doesn't tell you the truth about nothing.
Oh
So
yeah.
you
Yeah.
never know. But you have to make a decision. Either you're going to say, okay, we're going to try and make the playoffs next year and the year after.
Yeah,
Maybe, you know,
but but is it just making the playoffs? Because that's what I think the problem is. Is like
well,
you can't because look at the Atlantic Division right now. They're five deep,
well,
and what I'm saying is that
well,
you have to make this
that's
like, are you good enough to where you can compete for a Stanley Cup? Just, I mean, I know they say, oh, just get in the playoffs.
no, but that's what I'm getting at.
Let's be honest.
They're either making the decision to
Right,
just get in the playoffs,
right.
or you say we're going to be a cup contender,
Yeah,
and then you
agree.
go out and you just throw the assets at getting a true
Right,
elite center and a
right,
true number
right,
one, number two
right.
right side D. That can make a big difference in our team. Or you say, you know what, we're not going to get there. We can't get there in this climate with these teams that are coming up against us, and to
Yeah.
actually be able to be a cup contender, and let's trade away
Well,
some assets to
right. So what?
build up a team in the next 5 years.
Right. Well, I'm looking at this way. It's like, okay, if
Austin's got 5 years. Max got 5 years, maybe six of
right.
like where
So,
you're wasting their
so
foot.
I agree with you. So are you better off packaging or sending them off now when you can bring in like hey, let's have this conversation. How about
Yeah,
this? Let's say if I'm the GM of the Bruins and I sit down, I go, you know what? I don't know if I can beat the Canadians and the Sabres and probably next year at least Tampa and Florida who are they're going to come. They're going to be
yeah.
in. So there's four teams that I got to hope to to make the playoffs, and that means I got to hope a Columbus doesn't get better, so I don't miss out on that.
Did we say Florida Panthers? The Tampa? Did we say Florida Panthers? Yeah, Panthers,
Yeah,
Tampa, Montreal, Buffalo,
right,
uh,
right,
Ottawa, probably.
right.
I
Well,
mean,
I didn't even talk about Ottawa. I mean, Ottawa,
yeah,
and I honestly feel like we're kidding ourselves if we think the Bruins, as their constitution right now, as they're constructed, right, are on the upswing.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
what people are hoping for is that, well, then that means that somehow Hagen's is going to outplay
A
his
miracle.
expectations, right? And
Mhm.
I don't want to put anything on the kid. He'll do
No,
it,
I like, yeah.
right? But you need him to outplay his expectations. That's not happening.
Mike, even Bedard and Celebrini took a couple of years to
Yeah,
really see. I mean, and that's an elite super talent. Okay,
right,
and
right,
they took a
right,
couple of years to become. Just I mean, the
right.
C
Now they're
always thought
when
greatness,
Bedard
but
didn't get hurt. When he got hurt, he was the fourth best, a third or fourth in the league in scoring. He came back at a lesser, but they're expecting him next season to be right there again. Right there in the
right,
top in scoring, right? Like
right. So that's not the
Celebrini
same
is
thing,
Celebrini. Maybe
right?
he's the next generation of like, oh my god guy.
Yeah, I think he's going to be this generation Sidney Crosby and Ovechkin. He's going to be one
Yeah,
of those guys.
yeah.
Now, but I mean, it's
We don't
not
have we have Pasta is in that conversation as a winger, right?
yeah,
And here's the thing though, but like you just said, you have 5 years of him left. What's around him? Like I think he's getting frustrated because he had guys that were on his level when he got into the league, and now they're all gone. Like they're not on the Bruins anymore. Charlie
yeah,
may be the only guy there who
yeah,
can say that he's at the top of his profession and at his position, right?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
right there. He's in that conversation in the top 5, 10 guys.
And he was with him through a lot of the career. Okay,
Right.
but
I'm just
Charlie's been there.
so this to me looks like an opportunity where I kind of could maybe trade Charlie, and I'm just throwing this out there. I'm not saying I heard rumors or anything, but I could see him. I could see the Rangers taking Charlie and wanting to flip the fifth pick for that. I could
Yeah, I'm
see
looking at the.
San Jose maybe
Well,
off.
let's start off with that. Okay, because I think just like you, I think there's a very good possibility Charlie would want to go if Because remember, if the Bruins say we're gonna trade you, he has to say okay. Because I'm almost
Right.
positive he has 100% no move clause. If you want to look that up, I'm
Yep.
pretty sure he does. Um, and especially I think we talked a little bit before with him being upset. You never know. Okay, and you're right. The move to make, sad as it all is, and most of the Boston Bruins fans, and anybody's going to be watching this later, they will be like, "No, you're absolutely terrible." I don't want to move him either. I love Charlie Mack.
Yeah.
His right side D is hard to find, but if we're not going to get to a cup in the next 5 years or so, you want to waste his talent? Do you like the guy that much? You're like, screw you. You get to be stuck here in hell and not win a cup, or do you want to let him go get one for his career and we get something from it? Because
Exactly.
we're not going to get to a cup in the next 5 years if they don't make a drastic elite
Right.
center move, at least a center.
Right.
Robert Thomas, I will say, people think I'm nuts. I think you go get Robert Thomas right now. We got the possibility to get a cup. Even with the
Well,
team we have, if you make some other moves, you don't
right.
need big moves, but if you
Right.
get Robert Thomas with some small moves, we are in the conversation at least. But if you don't do that, you don't go get us an elite center, you might as well tear it down.
I agree. I agree.
Tear it down.
I agree. Now, here's the thing. Can you, like,
We can be competitive. If we still tear it down, we can be competitive.
oh, I
If
think
Mike,
what
if
the
you go
understanding,
get two
what should
number,
the understanding be is that you're not going to be competitive because you kind of you need the bottom to fall out to be able to rise.
well,
You need to burn up in the ashes to rise for the
yeah,
rise.
right.
Like,
I say
I mean,
competitive. I mean you're not going to lose every single game. That's what I meant. Okay, I put that
but
wrong.
who cares? But see, this is the problem, right? This is what happened in this market is like, I think, and I know I'm not alone as a Bruins fan, we had some Mets of teams for
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
And then we went on a run when what's his name there? Jeff Gordon and Shirelli built a team that lasted for about 10 to 15 years, right?
15
Like,
years. Yeah.
those guys that were brought in, that were drafted or free agents, you know what I mean? Like those guys lasted a long time.
Well,
And
my two favorite era of Boston Bruins is the Cam Neely, Ray Bork, I have to say it, Don Sweeney, Adam Oates era, and then the Milan Lucic, Bergeron,
but that's
Krejci,
the same. That was
Thornton.
2000. That was the 2005-6 era,
Yeah, yeah.
all
Those
the
are
way
my
to
favorites.
all
God,
the
I
way
love
to
that
when
team.
Bergie retired in
Yeah.
22. Like that's a long
Marchand.
right.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
a
That's a
run of.
great.
I mean,
Like,
they
this
were
is what
pretty good.
happened. This is what happened to we didn't get draft picks because we were
Well,
making
that's
cup runs a lot of
yeah.
years. I mean, we
Well,
didn't get it.
it was for guys they should have never thrown first,
Yeah, we know that. We
right?
wasted. We don't want
Bertuzzi, what a joke.
to.
I mean,
I
Orlov
know.
again. Like
Orloff
you
another.
didn't need those guys. We
No,
would have changed that face that
I know. I
playoff
don't.
if they had gotten a number two center or a number
Yeah.
three center that could have taken Krejci
Um,
spot
just
when
tell
injured. Right?
Bergeron not to play in Montreal
Oh,
next
that
year,
too,
and
but
we probably would have. But again,
yeah, but again, all right, let's just move on.
yeah,
Let's get
yeah,
back to present
yeah,
day
yeah.
because like
So
I feel like
if
here's the year. Listen to me. Here's the year that if you were gonna move Charlie, you could have essentially, and if you got into the top five,
okay, okay,
you get
so we're saying
you literally will get his
all
replacement.
right. All right.
And,
So what is if you move Charlie, let's say to the Rangers, right?
yeah, for
I
the fifth pick.
can we agree that that's probably the most likely place he'd want to go?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
would be in the top 5, right?
yeah, yep.
Okay. So what do you get for him? You saying you just getting the number 5 pick overall? You think that's all you're getting?
I mean, you might get something else, but dude. That's in this draft.
Okay, I'm asking. Is that what you think?
No, no, no. Think about it. You're right. You have no guarantee, and Charlie's a guarantee.
Well, what is
Charlie, top 5, 6 defenseman in the league. I would imagine the Rangers would. I don't know what they would negotiate. I'm sure they would give something else. Well,
I'm going to ask ChatGPT what is the top 5 elite defenseman? What is the top what do you think? Charlie's top 5 elite defenseman in the league, right? What is
yeah.
the last top 5 elite defenseman? What was he traded for? And let's see what
Oh,
they.
and hold on. Quinn Hughes was traded, though he's not
Oh,
in the same
okay.
stratosphere as Quinn Hughes. But I mean,
Well,
he
that
got
was what
he got two
two
prospects and 2 first-round picks, right?
two number ones and 2 prospects. Everyone was
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so let's say Charlie's somewhere there. Let's say
The fifth
uh
overall and 2 prospects.
2 prospects. I think that's reasonable.
Okay.
Okay. So who would you? Okay, so who would be the prospects that you'd want from New York? Who do they
Oh,
got?
Oh, I'd have to. I haven't even dug that deep
Yeah.
in
Okay.
New
But
York.
so say New York and 2 prospects. So with the 5th overall, who do we think that pick could be?
Oh,
Let's we see
with the
so
fifth pick, here's how I think the draft's going to go.
okay.
The Leafs don't want to really take Gavin McKenna, but they're unless they can find someone that will trade with him in the top 5, so they can. Because I really feel like they want to trade down one spot, but it sounds to me like San Jose doesn't want to do that. They want to just trade down one spot so they can take a defenseman. And because, but they nobody wants to not take Gavin McKenna because they don't want that to blow up in their face, right?
Yeah, we
Doesn't
separate
that
that
seem like
makes sense.
they are pretty much everybody, all these guys that are picking in the top 5 to 10 are convinced Gavin McKenna has to go first overall, and
Well, there
no
is
one's gonna be-
reports that Chicago wants to trade the 4th. There's a
right,
lot I've seen a lot of reports that Chicago
but
wants to trade the 4th for a defenseman. But would
but
he go to
but
Chicago?
right, but right. Well, we could. I guess you could trade Charlie to Chicago, but I don't think he's going there, right?
I don't think he's going there, right?
I think he would block that unless he suddenly has a change of heart. Maybe he thinks Chicago's in better shape than the Rangers. I don't know. I mean, I might think that.
Well, I think the Rangers thing is he's got the hometown connection. He's got his father-in-law there. I
Right,
can't. I think that's
right,
too much for him to be like. And it's a
yeah,
fifth. It's the 5th overall pick in this draft. So
right.
yeah. So okay. Let's just say Toronto. I'm gonna say I don't think if they trade out of it, sure. But whoever's gonna trade out of it is gonna go get Gavin McKenna. I think.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
I
good.
would personally take.
Sounds to me like from what I've heard, that sounds like a given. That nobody wants to be the idiot that didn't take McKenna with the first overall pick.
Right.
Even though maybe people might think Stenberg or even Albert Smits
See,
is
this is
maybe the best player in this draft, and
right.
they won't do it.
This is
So
what the problem is, though. So if Toronto, whoever's in number 1, takes Gavin McKenna, San Jose is not. I don't think they're taking Stenberg. I
no,
think they're going to
no,
take a
no.
defenseman.
Sounds like they would probably either take Carroll's or Smits. So
And then the rumors are Vancouver wants Malhotra. So
right,
then that moves Stenberg down to Chicago, which really upsets me that they're going to have Connor Bedard and Ivar Stenberg and
and Frondell. Hold on,
and,
dude. Have
oh,
you
that's right. Yeah, they have Anton Brundell too. Oh,
these podcasters talking about they're watching this kid skate, the Frondell kid, and he's gonna be an absolute man.
how depressing is Chicago? It's gonna kill me that Chicago's gonna have this much talent on their team.
Well, but you almost have to nowadays, right? Like if I mean, but look at I would say this though. Look at Anaheim,
San Jose does too,
but look
So.
at right, but look at Anaheim, right, and San Jose, and look at Anaheim and what they did with a coach who said, okay, yeah, you guys have been struggling. You had all this young talent for years, kind of like Buffalo, but a little different because Anaheim, maybe they didn't quite have the back end. They had a couple of guys, but I think Quenneville came in and said, okay, now I'm going to teach you young guys how to win, right?
Mhm.
And that's kind of what's happened.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think Anaheim's just going to go get better and better. They've
Yeah.
had lots of young talent. They've drafted high,
So
right?
wait, okay, but let's get back to who
Yeah,
we could
with
pick
the
at
Bruins.
Charlie's.
Okay.
So let's say Maholtra's Vancouver, right? We agree on that.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
Okay. So Chicago, do you think it would be Stenberg or you think they'd go defense? Because they need both. But
I don't know. All right. Let's say someone trades up with Chicago and takes Stenberg.
because they are rumors that they're all
Right.
shopping
They
that pick.
take Stenberg at 4, which is nobody thought he'd drop that far. But
Oh
that
God.
leaves Chase Reed, Carson Carrolls. Whoever these
Schmitz.
Smiths, like I don't know who these guys. Like
I
so if it's
if
hold on.
at 5. I'm so mad. I'm still gonna say Chase Reed. I would take Chase Reed. I know Schmitz is probably the better guy, but I like Chase Reed's game, and he's got a little grit to him. And
Honestly, my feeling on this, and I know it's been pretty controversial, but I think Smiths is actually
yeah,
has the. But don't sleep on Carson Carroll's. I feel like Carson Carroll's might drop, or Keaton Verhoff. Both of those guys.
Aiden Verhoff is gonna drop, but I think that's a mistake too.
And I think at the end of it all, Carson Carroll's and Keaton Verhoff may end up being the two best defensemen come out of this draft. And that'll be. I think people are going to be like, "Wow, we knew they were good, but we slept on them and they dropped." Um, because I don't see Malhotra dropping out of that. I think Vancouver's in love with him.
You know what really bugs me is if friggin' Keaton Verhoff drops to 9 and Florida picks up Keaton
Oh,
Verhoff.
that would just God, dude, that'd be kicking the nuts, right?
Oh my god.
Kicking the nuts.
I, it's gonna I oh oh what the-
But okay, hold on. If the Bruins are there at 5 and we had McKenna go,
uh-huh.
who do we say? Who do we say that San Jose would take?
Oh, we said San Jose was gonna be Ivar?
No, no, no. You said that they were probably going to go
Oh,
defense
yeah, defense. Oh, I'd probably be oh, you're right. It could be Schmitz.
or Chase Reed. You seem to believe it was Chase Reed.
Yeah, I think that
Maybe it is Chase Reed. I mean,
yeah.
he's put up a lot of points.
I think he's touted. People
I've hold
from what I've been seeing,
opinion.
Schmitz, people say
Right.
Schmitz is more ready and Schmitz is probably the best one out there. But a lot of hypes on Chase Reed. And sometimes hype makes all the difference. Or if one team falls in love with him.
Well,
So
you're right. As far as where they pick him, you're right.
yeah, right.
I mean, I've heard the same thing about Carson Carroll. There's teams out there that think he's, maybe the best defenseman in the draft. So I guess it matters who's picking. So, I mean, make a pick. If you're
All right, so fine.
you're
We're gonna say San Jose, they're gonna pick a defenseman. I would okay, it's probably
Chase Reed.
Schmitz.
You think,
No, I think it's probably Chase. I think it's Schmitz because he is the
okay.
most ready, is what
Right. So
everybody's saying.
McKenna, Smits, Malhotra, then Stenberg goes
Yep. And
4.
then 5 would be we'd have the choice of Carroll's.
Chase Reed, Carson Carrolls, Keaton Verhoff,
Yeah.
or any one of those guys for the Bruins.
Yeah.
Keaton Verhoff's the righty, right?
I think they aren't they both? Isn't Chase Reed the righty too?
Is Carson Carrolls also?
No. I think Chase Reed is
Hold on. I think Chase Reed.
Chase Reed's a right side shot, and Keaton
Okay.
Verhoff is the right
Also
side
ready. If I had a choice between Chase Reed and Keaton Verhoff, I know people probably think this is stupid, but I'll take Keaton Verhoff all day.
Yeah, I know. Keaton Verhoff's going to be the pick that kicks me in the butt at the end of this whole thing. I know he is. Okay, you're right. That's just you're convinced me. Keaton Verhoff, yes. I like the way Chase Reed skates, and I think his offensive side is more. But we need a balanced defenseman. So Keaton Verhoff.
Yeah, I think
I'm
Keaton
saying
Verhoff.
for the Bruins, Keaton Verhoff, and
Only,
he's
yeah, no, only because from what I've watched, even in his college hockey so far, he did this season.
and he's a man.
He is
a man.
But there were times where you could
That's
see
a 30-year-old in a 19-year-old's body.
you could see him processing the game right at that level, and I don't feel like the game was going too fast. I think it took him a minute, right? Because I think in the West,
Also, Mike,
in
you're in
major junior,
college.
he was able to
surroundings. It's the first year. It's got to be strong. Everybody.
agreed, and you could just see he got more comfortable as the year went on.
Crap! Look at Dean Letourneau. His
Yeah.
first year to the next year was the biggest jump I think I've ever seen in a guy who he had 4 goals.
Right, and people forget Keaton was only 17 here.
Yep.
when he stepped into that lineup, and so yeah,
So just Keaton Verhoff.
He's a fantastic player, but I'd take Keaton Verhoff.
So you take Keaton Verhoff, which I think he steps right in and plays.
I think you're right. I think he steps right into Boston right there next year.
But if you're going to do that, if you're going to let Charlie go, you're letting Pasta go too. There's no point in keeping both.
Okay, so now you're trading Pasta where you're trading Pasta.
Well, then if that's the case, I would. It's a matter of though again where he'd want to go. I would say let's go send him to Toronto, but he won't go to Toronto. I want that number 1 pick. Give me Gavin McKenna to replace him.
Oh my god!
But
wow,
you're not gonna. He might go to San Jose. Maybe he'd be interested in San Jose. San Jose.
If you end up the 2nd and the 5th pick in this draft, then you would draft. Would you draft Stenberg then?
Yeah.
Or would you draft Smits at 2 and then hopefully one of those guys?
No.
There's
too many right defenseman options. So you go get Ivar Stenberg, and you've solidified your team for the next 5 years.
Dude, can you imagine a steal that would be? And you're going to get other guys with those.
Oh, I want Michael Misa and the number 2nd pick. I'm telling you right now.
far, but
No, it's not. It's not because again, Quinn used 2 number ones, and
right,
we're talking a defenseman, but we're talking a superstar in the top 3 or 4 elite
right. Can you
offensive forwards.
do with Celebrini? Couldn't
Yeah, he's got not just Celebrini. There's Will
there's
Smith
like
on that team. There's a bunch of people on that team. They
no, I know, but I'm just saying. Can you
oh,
imagine
the Celebrini
what
pasta
those
line
two
is
would do together? That would be like the Matrix, for Christ's sake.
yeah,
We would right. Like I mean,
yeah,
people forget how good Pasta was with Bergeron and Marchand.
yeah,
What he would be with Celebrini?
yeah,
My God!
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Watch
that
San
would,
Jose go pick
that would
up
be.
Marchand to put him on the left-hand side for a couple years.
Oh my God! Right?
Just to, you know, go,
And they've got. Well, you know what though? They got a ton of good players out
oh,
there.
they got tons. They
That
got tons.
I
San
can
Jose, at some point in the next couple of years, is going to be a cup contender for a few years. They have
agree.
too much talent. If
Yeah.
all they got to do is figure out a few things on defense, and you know,
Right. Right.
um, I could see it. I honestly could see it where maybe it's they want something else from us too, and we make another pick. I mean, maybe it is Michael Misa and Pasta for the second overall, and they want Lori and they throw us a second round pick or another prospect or something. You know what I mean? Because they need defense too, and we need another center because you know we're
Right.
gonna pick up Ivar or McKenna. They're both wings, right? We
Right.
could use Michael Misa. I mean, I could see them willing to make that kind of move. They're
Well,
getting an elite superstar right side guy. They would be getting a defenseman.
so then, if you did all that though, then you're not re-signing Zaka and you're trading
No,
him.
yeah, yeah. I'm trading.
You
Well,
try to draft
Zaka has no trade protection, right? He's unrestricted free agent at the end of this year. Elias Lindholm, I would beg some team to take or buy him out. I don't care. He needs to
right.
go. I don't
And
care
you
what you
still
do.
do need to field an NHL team, right? You
Yeah,
get
yeah.
the
So
cap.
what? We remember. You forget. You still would Potter be willing to? Hey, we say Potter. Listen, we're going to bring you up, kid, but you're going to play now because we need bodies. So you're going to play. I think he'd take that deal. So you keep Potter. You bring him up. You have Loch Mellis in the that's ready to come up. Loch Mellis is us. I'm telling you, Loch Mellis is going to be a stud if he gets it and gets to play. Look at
Yeah,
him in the Olympics. Look at what he did. You
right,
have guys that can fill those spots. It's not like we have nobody to come up and fill. But
right. And then
yeah.
they win 13 games all year. Which
So what?
again, I would look
Because you could see that team becoming something. If
right,
you told me Ivar Stenberg
right,
was going to and Keaton Bierhoff are on your team
right,
with Loch Mellis, with
but
Patra, with Higgins, you're
right,
telling me you don't see that becoming something in a few
but
years?
but is Sturm the coach for that?
Oh well, okay. That's a different. That's not what we're talking about.
Sturm
That's next.
coach,
That's the next. Maybe that's the next segment. But right now, I'm
right?
saying to you, you tell me as a fan, if I said to you, hey, we're gonna have Ivar Stenberg, we're
Yeah,
gonna have Keaton Verhoff, we have James Higgins, we have Dan Lockmellis coming up, we're gonna keep Patra, he's in the lineup. We have Vlanar coming up in a couple of years.
yeah.
What's the other kid? Peterson. What is his name?
Pedersen.
Pedersen. We have
Yeah,
Pedersen coming up. What's the other one? We have guys that are coming up
yeah,
through the ranks that, and if we're in the next, we're talking a 5 year period, we could be holding a super studded team. Could
right,
be.
right. We could be right where the
We
San.
could be looking at a couple of cup runs. We could be looking at a Tampa Bay when they win their 3 cup run, or a Panther. We could be with the way
Right.
this team looks like it could be.
But
I love that
here's
hope.
here's the other thing that people are going to laugh about when we talk about this is that Sweeney wouldn't be able to draft shit.
I
So
know.
here we give him the second and fifth pick, and he drafts fucking like some guy
Oh my
from
god.
fucking
I know.
fuck New York. Who
I know. I know. This is just like Jake O'Brien last year. I was like, if you take Jake O'Brien over James Higgins, I'm going to kill you. I'm sorry. I can't use that word on YouTube, but
But you know what? The sad thing was, and you called it, dude. You wanted Porter Martone.
Yeah, I know. I said,
When he
I could,
started ball, you
he's
were
a
like,
Bruin.
oh,
Porter Martone's a Bruin.
you were like, I remember you're like, come on, Flyers, take Higgins.
Yeah. Well, because Porter Martone is a Bruin. He's what you want in a Bruin. He's angry. He's big. He throws his weight around, and he scores goals.
I know.
He's
I
Cam
know.
Neely 2.0.
I know. I know. No, yeah, they didn't quite
I mean, I wasn't upset with Higgins at all, but I was like,
Yeah,
oh man, we were
I
so
know. I
close
just
to
think it's fun.
Porto, so close,
You're
so
like,
close to Port. And then I was like, okay, well maybe you know what, he's not gonna be that great, so we did okay. And then he comes up, and it's like, oh man, the Flyers' new white hope is friggin' you know what I
right,
mean? The great hope is Porto Marto was the
right,
Flyers
right.
because what was this kid? What was the other kid's name at the beginning of the season? Mishkov.
Oh, Mishkov, yeah,
That there was some questions about right from the
yeah,
Flyers,
yeah,
and he's pudgy, he doesn't like to put the work in,
right,
and and, and I'm like, all right, Flyers, they're screwed, and
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, I know,
I don't know, not to take it too far off, but I think the Ethan Belches kid is kind of
oh yeah,
same vein
sure,
as Tone, right?
yeah.
We'll see, we'll see. So what do
I
you?
mean,
So the Bruins, does the Bruins try to again, if we're playing fantasy here where
yeah.
we're tearing it down, because think about it, then if you did that, you might be in the running for the DuPont lottery next year, right?
Oh gosh, yeah,
Next,
yeah.
that's the next savior. You know,
Well, that
I
kid, what
he
is he? He's a center or wing.
I believe he is a center. Let me see.
Landon Dupont,
Yep, Landon, big old Landon.
5'11", but he could have a growth spurt. He's only 16 years old.
Yeah, he's
Um,
dude. He's phenomenal. I
uh,
watched I watched his highlights and it's sick.
does it say what he is? Let's see. Oh, okay. CHL shoots right. Nice.
Yeah,
Shoots right.
yeah,
Already.
yeah. And he's 6 foot, 190 pounds. It seems a little generous though.
Yeah, I think. Well, I see a bunch of things say 180, 170,
Yeah,
177, 180.
yeah.
I don't see what is he a forward or a center? Oh,
Oh,
it's the lead prospects.
he's wait, hold on. We're talking about Landon DuPont
Yeah, Ryan Dupont.
defense.
Oh, defense. I thought he was a center. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm an idiot. Really?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Look
I'm,
at
I'm,
look at the points he put up, dude. Look at the points he put up as a defenseman in the WHL. 18 goals, 55 assists, 73 points, dude. As a
I need the right
16,
shot D. My
as
goodness.
a 16-year-old right shot D. Yep.
Okay. So, yeah. Well, I guess that would short up the right side of the defense.
You'd be short up. You know what I'm saying? Like, right?
The
Again,
only thing is, are you going to have problems? Like, if you did all this, I mean, I don't see. I see Swayman's only like 25 years old. He's gonna, he'd be, as long as he's not complaining, he's making his money, right? But if you decide to tear the thing down like this, man, yeah, Charlie got to go. Pasta would go. Hampus would probably go. You send Hampus to somebody that looking for a good, still viable left side defenseman. You're going
yeah,
to get a good pick for that, or
yeah,
a good
yeah,
young prospect. I
yeah.
mean, yeah, I mean someone
So
maybe.
that's the thing, though. Like, people have to understand, though, if you do that, and this is why it'll never happen because then they're far away from ever making the playoffs for 2 years. They're probably 2 years out of the playoffs
Yeah, yeah.
at least, right? But the thing is, and this is the hard part. How do you come back afterwards? Because it would have been easier if they had just been drafting good players all
Oh,
along
I know we
to
haven't
kind of
had
bring those guys in while you're still
like how many draft picks have we had that didn't do squat?
right. Because or they traded them away and they became
Yeah.
players. Somebody else drafted a decent player.
Well, again, I saw it was like Cassidy. When Cassidy was the head coach of the AHL, it was like 21 players that came up and played over 150
Right.
games.
Right.
Again, thank you. I think it was
Yeah.
Diehards Lalonde, Bruins Diehards podcast. I got that from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean something like, oh, that's crazy. And then after Cassidy, it's been like 4. I mean,
Right.
that's
Right.
absurd.
Right.
So we've not
And one
either
of those
picked
guys,
well or
Beecher, was not there a whole lot. And he couldn't put it in the ocean if he was standing on the pier, right? Like,
Beecher. Yeah, yeah.
and it's a
Great,
shame that guy
great
has
skills.
elite speed,
Yep.
and he's not bad as far as like his the way he thinks the game. he just can't put it in the ocean. Like he creates chances for himself. He killed penalties. He just can't contribute offensively, and it's a shame because I think
Yeah,
even when he went to Calgary, Calgary was hoping like maybe just a change. They get him in their lineup, and because
yeah.
they needed some depth like that and some skating. And they saw the same thing. The guy's he's got all the tools, just can't put it in the ocean. Just cannot score to save his life, and it's a shame, right? Because like there's a guy, another one they drafted in the first round, right? They probably passed over some guys that they probably could have taken.
Well,
You know,
I think this is I think, honest to goodness, I think that would be the smart play is
to
to
tear it all down and
tear
start
it all down. Keep the young good pieces. Keep Murat. Keep Lockmel. I mean, keep Mitten.
Minton, Fraser
You know what
Minton.
I mean? Mitten's doing great in the worlds. Look at him in the worlds right now. He's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah,
Dude. I don't want to hear one gripe. Oh, he's not a number one center. Maybe he's not, but that kid is going to be a solid player for this team for a long
right.
time as long as
I
nobody gets rid
agree.
of him.
Agree.
Okay,
Agree.
you
Agree.
know.
Agree.
But I would love to see that. I think that's a smart play. I think that gives us a lot of longevity later on. I think that gives us. I think if you do that and you get those two players or something similar to those two players,
Yeah.
as Ivar
Right.
and Keaton, you could be looking at a good cup contender team in 4 or 5 years, right?
Right. Right.
Okay,
And then you have a
do
5 year window, right? Like you're legit for 5, 6 years,
5 years. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Right.
So
And
if you don't. And if any one of the other prospects, if Dean Letourneau, because remember, you're not getting rid of Dean Letourneau. If
hey,
Dean Letourneau hits, you could have a super stud at number one.
right.
Super.
Right.
If he hits the way I didn't. I'm not on record saying this before, so it's not like I'm
Right.
saying I said
Right.
Letourneau before. But I've watched him play. I've seen so much, and I've listened to other guys that know better than me. I think Dean Letourneau turns into
A number
something.
one. You
Yeah,
think he's
number one.
number one?
A true number one. I really do. The way he's got it, he's got all the intangibles. He's got the tangibles. I
Right.
mean, I mean, it's hard when you have both. I'm like, wow, what?
Right.
But, but, what's the real probability that the ownership and Sweeney do this and Cam say, yeah, we're going to do that? What's the
And
probability?
you know why
Is
they'll
it
miss
is it
out?
a 3 out of 1 to 10? Is it a 3?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I give it a 0
Oh,
actually.
you give it a 0? Yeah.
You know why?
Okay. You don't even give it a possibility.
Because
Okay.
you know why? Because I really feel like when they missed out on their 25 or whatever it is, guaranteed 50 million in playoff revenue, to
Yeah, something
play
like
two
that.
home
Weird.
games, they
Yeah.
literally like just lost their mind, right?
Yeah.
Like, how dare you guys just get
Yeah.
playoffs? I think that's all they said to Sweeney. He
Well,
he sold off some pieces, right? He said, "I really my only guys that I can't get rid of are Pasta, Zaka, and Charlie, right? Maybe Hampus and Swayman. Those are my guys, and I'm going to build around that." And he started to. He sold off the bit, the
yeah, he did.
supporting cast, right?
Right. Of course,
Coils,
I don't know how Marchand was a supporting cast, but I think that was more. I think that was Sweeney asserting dominance to show that I will do this. Don't you mess
right,
with me. I will do
right.
this.
Well,
And because
again, if you diminishing asset, and I love Brad, I wish he had retired a Bruin, but diminishing asset, they got something for him, right? We might not going to see it till 2028, but you still got something for it. Okay, fair enough. But then you take the next step, right? Like I think what happened is they seem to believe that you can turn it around and just throw a couple more things at the.
well, but don't you think they proved that they did? They got a 100-point season the next year.
You know what
Don't
I
you?
think
I'm
they
not saying I don't think we did anything, but I think they get to justify it
you,
by saying, "Hey, we put up 100
you
points."
know what they proved? That they have an all-world right wing who just carried them through. Like
And an all
I
world
don't
and
think
an all
people
world
realize
goalie. The goalie and
in
Pasta.
the
Let's
goalie,
be honest.
yeah.
The goalie and Pasta got them through this year.
But I think if you look back in history, and I think Pasta was not going to get the credit until they do send him somewhere, and he puts up 150 points, and people go, "Holy!"
Oh, that's Pasta. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Right?
Oh, come on. If you put him with Celebrini, he's putting up 120 at least.
Oh,
120
oh,
points.
yeah, yeah,
At least.
yeah,
At least 120.
50. Oh yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. And I bet she's putting 50 goals in, no problem.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And him and Celebrini, you put him and Celebrini together. My goodness, the disgusting display of Man, that was our guy. I was gonna be. It's gonna a little sick to your stomach feeling when you if you saw that. You'd be like, oh yeah, that was our dude. But
Well,
we're gonna be all right. We're gonna
let's
be okay.
let's be honest. Had Patrice been 5 years younger,
Oh.
we wouldn't be even talking about this right now because
Uh,
we'd be still in the middle.
if he wouldn't have got the concussion problems early in his career, I
But
think
he's,
we
yeah,
still
but
be.
you gotta
I
your
I
age,
think he would have played.
right? But I'm just saying,
Yeah,
if this was a
but okay, let's
that
go.
would have been moved 5 years into the future. So
Yeah, yeah,
5 more years of him.
right,
And
right.
and again, here's the other thing. I love Patrice. He's a great all around guy. He was never even like when you think like elite offensive like
No, no, he
drivers,
was just the best, probably the best two-way center. That's probably one of the best ever. Two-way center, but he wasn't
right,
an elite offensive center. No,
right. Because so the Bruins, even though Krejci probably had the mind for it in the hands, he never had the elite skating to push him in,
right.
that next tier. And that was the one thing that held him back. The Bruins never had that guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Pasta's never had that guy. I think that's what's happened. Pasta's looking around going, I would love to play with,
Well, see,
one of
this
these
is what
top
makes me
elite
think that
centers.
he might go to San. He would be at least contemplate if they said, "Hey, what about San Jose?" I think he would contemplate it. You're going to go play with probably the next superstar
Right.
of the
Right.
generation. Now, I will say this. I know you said it was zero, so I want to get back to this. It's zero chance. I do agree with you. If it as it is right now with the situation it is, but I do think if Charlie or Pasta, because of whatever problems they're having right now, says I want out, I think that becomes from 0 to a 5 at least, maybe a
Oh,
6 that they tear it down to the studs.
I think you're right.
If one of them says they're
If
out,
let's be very blunt about it though, right? Like if Pasta's the one that says, I can't do this anymore. I gotta go.
mm,
What do you have? And Charlie here's the thing. But I feel like if Pasta says that, Charlie's like,
Charlie's gonna
I
be
don't
like I'm out
here
too.
either.
Yeah,
I think either one of them could tip.
I think so.
I think Pasta could be convinced, right? Even if
Right.
Charlie maybe stay, right? But I think it would be hard. And I know for like you got to know that Charlie's already kind of done.
Well,
If
I think you're I think you're onto something there. Where
yeah,
where if
yeah,
Charlie said I'm out, if you could possibly convince Pasta to stay, but it's only going to be for a year or two. He's going
right,
to be gone after that year or
right,
two if he doesn't
right,
see an improvement. You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
I think you're right. I think you could if Charlie left, you could possibly like because I do think Pasta has a little bit more of that loyalty
right. You
for
can't
some
be.
reason.
It can't be you sending Charlie to the Rangers for Braden Schneider
Oh, oh,
and a
stop it,
future pick.
stop,
No.
stop it, stop it, dude.
It
Yeah,
needs to be.
my God,
It needs to
wow.
be. It needs to be the number 5 pick starting in
Oh,
prospect
yeah,
and
yeah.
other picks and other things.
My
Right?
you're gonna give me a heart attack. I mean,
But
oh
see,
my,
but you imagine because that's the way I look at it. Like if I'm Pasta and I hear you traded for Braden Schneider and like some future picks,
oh, oh.
get me no, you just went backwards, and that's like you
Yeah,
really right. Like you guys really hate me. Right?
I mean, that's horrible. Like I said, you just stabbed a million Bruins fans in the face. You were like, "Yeah, this one's gonna happen."
Just like if they sent hold on, that'd be just like if they sent Pasta to Los Angeles and all they got out of it was like the Lapierre kid, who's not
Oh,
a player, but he's no right? Like what are we doing? Right? Like
no, 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 no,
but
no, no.
I think like a Bruins fan, because we're so used to them getting
You sounded like a Toronto GM right now. Is what you're sounding like. All right.
yeah, but tell me we haven't seen this movie already, dude.
Yeah, I know, but I
No,
mean,
so,
that's Toronto fans screaming all over the world. You gave away a number one pick and Fraser Mitten for
I
Brandon Carlo.
well,
What did you do?
right.
What did you do? This is what you're saying right now. You're like, yeah, that's what we did. Yeah, that's what we
Well,
did.
I mean, yeah, that's
No, okay, all right. Let's not talk about that horrible scenario. Okay,
right,
because that's bad.
right.
But I'm just saying, man, you hurt me now because I don't even.
No.
You're right because I mean, if he do that, I don't think I'm going to watch anymore for a
So,
while.
so here, I'll say this: if, if the Bruins, if the let's say Donnie's thinking about this and he knows, let's say, and I'm not saying that this is totally purely fantasy on my side. That let's
Hmm.
say that
This is all opinions. This is all this is.
opinions for entertainment purposes,
Yeah.
Charlie's, hey, you know what? I want out, and he really wants, he gives them their list and he pretty much really wants to go to the Rangers. They're willing to give the 5th pick. Okay, maybe you convince Pasta that you now have this stud defenseman coming in and you're going to go out and sign Rasmus Anderson because now you just gave Charlie's salary just went out the door. Now you have 2 right shot defensemen coming. This is where I think Pasta can be convinced that
Oh yeah.
they're going to be
Man.
still
If
on
you
par.
put Keaton Beerhoff and Rasmus
Yeah,
Anderson,
these guys. He's
all right, whatever.
A friend and one of the best guys at his positions out the door.
Okay, yeah.
Now, what are you doing up front though to also kind of help? Because again, we haven't changed. Nothing up front's changed.
Right. I agree.
Sounds like Arvidsson's going to.
Okay, you're right. It's a lot harder if you're going to keep Pasta.
Yeah.
Okay, so man, that's so tough.
Where do they go?
You'd have to. I say you take that number 22 or what is it, 23?
Yeah,
22 or 23.
23, I think it is right now.
We take that number 23. You package it maybe with next year's of ours, or maybe Toronto's next to 28,
yeah,
and say Lori, and you move for up in the draft again, or you go and trade that to go get at least a Mason McTavish. Okay,
yeah.
I'm not saying that's not a number 1 center, but that gets you better. I think that makes you better up in the center than you have with Elias Lindholm. Even if you're going to put Fraser Minton at number 1, number 2, I think you could put Mason McTavish at number 2. You're staying younger.
Yeah.
You can move Zacha to a wing if you're going to keep Zacha.
Yeah.
If you're going to keep Zacha, you move him to the
wing.
But
didn't he look like a better center than he looked before?
Yes. But
so here's the way I look. I think
honestly, you get rid of Zacha, put Higgins on the wing with Pasta, and just let's.
What happened? But what happened to the? See, I think you could recover from Charlie. I don't think you can recover from Pasta going. So if they were to somehow only Charlie and they had to move him because they were forced to move him and they were lucky enough to get a top 5 pick, whether that's San Jose or New York Rangers give the 5th pick or whatever it is, so you can immediately go out and get again. Not all those defensemen.
I'd rather let go of Zacha. Let go of Zacha. I'd rather let go of Zacha because they're saying he wants 8 to 8.5, and go get Tuck for 9 to 10. I'd rather have Tuck style than Zacha.
But I don't think that's. I don't. Here's the thing. Tuck is a completely different player. He's a winner.
I understand. I'd rather have but I don't think Zacha. Second line center is. I don't want it to be Zacha. I don't want it to be.
He did so well this year, dude. Like that was
but the first year he's done really well, and he had Arvidsson and Middlestat, and they worked together. Arvidsson's not coming back. There's so many reports right now that Arvidsson's not coming back. There's a bunch of people out there right now. Middlestat is not going to come back if you're not bringing Arvidsson. I think Middlestat's he's done good. He's got good stock.
He's signed. So
he's signed for 1 more year, right? You don't have to move him, but you don't have that line together. And I think that line was chemistry of why that line did so well. Have we ever seen Zacha play this well?
Well,
no, he's a good player.
2 years ago, he had a pretty good season. That was when he was.
But is he worth $8.5 million? Is what I'm saying to you.
Oh, hold on.
Is he worth $8.5 million?
Yeah, but again, you're going to have to pay somebody no matter what.
But I'd rather pay Alex Tuck. I want that grittier, better. I like his style. His style is a better.
He didn't score a goal against the Canadians in the second round of the playoffs. Like I'm just saying. Like I don't. Here's the thing.
Zacha didn't either. Zacha didn't either.
Hold on. Slow down.
Zacha did not do well in the playoffs.
Hold on. I was with you when you started talking about let's go younger. Hey, let's go get Mason McTavish.
I'd rather have Mason McTavish, but you said no. I can't. Got to keep Zacha.
But hear me out. But fair enough, okay? Fair enough. But here's the deal. Like you got to have if you're still thinking you're building a team that's going to compete with those teams we just talked about at the beginning of this show, you can't just say Zacha's got to go. Like that doesn't make any sense. Zacha's a good 200-foot player. He's a good centerman.
For $8.5 million of your cap space.
Hear me out. Why are you worried suddenly about $8.5 million in cap space when they're going to get cap space? Unless you're going to go out and you're going to, again, this goes back to.
I thought we said we're signing Rasmus Anderson. That just takes up all of Charlie's cap space.
Yeah, but that was what I was saying to you. That takes Charlie's cap space, right?
Right.
You're going to get cap space. Arvidsson's going, right? You just said it. Arvidsson's.
Yeah.
So there's $7 million or
he's
$4 million this year.
Right.
Casey's at what, 5 million?
5 or 6, I think. Yeah, 5. I think he's
I don't know.
5.5, something
Right,
like that, right?
right. So there's
Okay.
9.5 million.
That's it. Okay, that's if Casey goes, right? If you
Right,
trade Casey. But okay,
right.
so let's say Casey or Zaka. But I mean, Casey's you're not going to get as much money back, but it's got to be Casey or Zaka, I think, to free up cap space.
Well, I think that's a no-brainer to me.
Okay, all right, that's fine. As long as we can agree it's one of them two.
Unless, see, but this is what I'm saying. You got to build the team. But if you're trying to keep Pasta and you're going to be a cup contender, right?
I think if you could keep Hagen, I think you put Hagen's on his left wing. I think you put Hagen's on his left wing. I think Hagen's middle stat. I mean Hagen's Fraser Mitten pasta line is actually would do well. I really believe it. I
I,
know they're young. I just have a or you leave the Mitten, you do the Hustatinov Mitten pasta line, the kids line like it was. I think there's nothing wrong with that either. And then put Hagen's down on line number 2. And put Zaka,
here's what I'm going to say about that.
as the center on
I don't
line
think
2.
that's a
Keep
line.
Zaka.
But hold on, I don't think that's a lineup that can compete with these 4 teams that we see here right now.
Did last year.
No, they didn't.
Well,
They somehow you're right.
got 100 points.
The way you're saying is they're playing Carolina right now. No, they're
no.
not.
You didn't ask me if I thought they were a cup contender. I thought compete to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, but again, if the point is because Pasta's upset that they are not, they don't. He doesn't have a number 1 center to play with. So what I'm saying to you is this. So again,
you asked me if you could convince him. I think you could convince him. I don't think he's going to stay more than a year or two. So
right,
you're going to convince him to stay for a couple of years.
Right, but again, let's get back on track here because we're talking about for next season. If Charlie were to ask out and they were to get lucky and get a top 5 pick and replace him with a kid who could step in right now.
Yeah, sure. No, you are still not building a cup contender. No,
right.
You're not.
Right.
Not at all.
So
the only way you're building a cup contender is going to get a number 1 elite center. That's it.
Right.
Unless you think Letourneau in 2 years comes in and becomes an elite center.
Okay, so then that's the play. Then you just hold on for Pasta. You tell him hold on, but then he's going to be 32, 33 years old.
Yeah, which 32, 33 getting a cup. I mean, it's not. I mean,
he will not,
unless he thinks he's going to go to Colorado next year and go get a cup, or go to Carolina next year and go get a cup. That's the only way it's going to happen, right?
I'm sure Carolina would love to have Pasta. That would be like the biggest.
Right. So it's either he's going to really believe that wherever he's going, he's got a shot at a cup in the next year or two, which then he's not going to San Jose. San Jose could, but it doesn't have. Would you say San Jose's percentage of winning a cup next year with Pasta is what? 60%?
Better than Boston's. Better than Boston.
Right. I'm not saying that. I understand. But if he's going to go, if he says, I want to go somewhere where I want a shot at the cup now, is that San Jose? I think it's close. I think it could be. I think it's very close. It would be 70%.
San Jose, they have a young goaltender who I didn't think played bad, but didn't have, you know what I'm saying?
Like, but who's the team? The teams that are really.
I think Johnny Sweeney's looking at it this way. I think he's always looked at it this way, is that the reason why he could be confident that he could turn it around is because he had the goaltender and he had Charlie and Campus, and that's his rock back there. And he had a guy who could pretty much carry all the offense in Pasta. And heaven forbid if he's gotten an actual, legit center.
Right. We're saying
if he could even have gotten a Jason Robertson to play on the other side.
Wow, yeah, that makes a difference too. But I'm saying right now,
if Pasta and Robertson can make center look good, right?
I think you could convince. San Jose is not the convincing, but I think you could convince Pasta that San Jose is a good shot at winning. I do, but I'm saying to you, if he said, no, I want a place I can win next year, that's only Florida. That's only Tampa. That's only maybe Colorado because they got everybody, I think, signed up. And Carolina, maybe, if they don't freak out if they lose. I think those are the only teams that you could say, yeah, they got a legitimate Dallas too. You got a legitimate shot at winning next year. But I think you can convince him to go to San Jose, right? Other than that, other than getting him elite center or saying to him, go watch Letourneau play and tell us what you think. If you think he's going to be here next year and going to make you better, I don't think there's any other option.
I don't think they do that because obviously they sat.
I'm using an example, though. I'm just saying,
Right, he said it. He got to see Hagen's practice, and then they wouldn't even let him play with it.
Right.
I think that upset him because I think he saw something in the kid during the practices that made him think that's way better than what I have.
I think
you won't let me play with that toy.
So so, so my question again is: what way do you really legitimately see the Bruins being a cup contender? And it's only getting an elite center. That's just
Yeah,
the
yeah.
start. The
Yeah.
start.
If Charlie comes back in the right frame of mind and everything's good and kumbaya and all that,
Yeah,
sure, you are still one side defenseman and
an
one
elite center.
hit number
Right,
one center away, right?
right.
Because
And if you don't do
you
that
can
for him,
slot Fraser Mitten into two. You
yep.
can slot Castley
And Castelik
in
in
the
the
three.
three, if you really want to, yeah.
Right, you can
Castelik's a
slot him in
really
the
good
three.
center, surprisingly, and
He could he could be three, and you could bring back Corrali at four, and you
no, I think Patra at four.
or
I didn't think
Petra.
this.
There
I
you
think
go. I'm
Patra at four. I think
with you.
Patra at four.
There you go. So you
We have the kid that can
right,
play four, no problem. He can play
right.
three, no problem. I think I'm starting to really I've heard for a long time. I was against it, but you've convinced me, and I'm watching him when he came up and played.
Yeah,
Patra, you keep him at a low salary because he's not costing you a lot, and he plays the four. Get rid of
yeah,
Corelli. He's only
yeah,
got 1 year left, and it's like a million
yeah,
something. Send him
yeah.
packing, and bring up Patra. Let him use that
Yeah,
skill.
deal. If they were to go out and somehow by miracle get uh, Robert Thomas, I
Oh,
think you could even put
changes the
Zaka on
dynamic
the
of the team.
wing. I think you could even put Zaka on the wing with those two, Thomas, Zaka, right? He'd go back to playing the left side up there. And then you have your young guy line, right? You got Mitten with Husnadinat and Hagens. See, Hagens might have to go in that deal, or if it's Laterno. See, that's the
Yeah,
thing. You ain't they're not going to give him away for nothing, right?
right. That's the
So who
problem.
you
I
give it
get it.
to Laterno? Is it Hagens? Who?
I think it's one or the other. I can't see them do it. I know they'll want both, but
Right.
if the deal gets done, if it actually gets done, it's going to be one or the other. It's not going to be both, right? So it's
Okay.
going to be Laterno or it's going to be Hagens.
Right.
They're not going. Sweeney's not going to make that deal with both. Yeah, but I could see it being Hagens just because they've seen him play. They know what they're getting, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think some people are really down. I'm like, kid really played a few games. Calm down. Okay. And he's excelled everywhere he's ever been.
Exactly.
Everywhere he's ever been.
I agree.
So I could see it Hagens. I could see it being this year's number one, which whatever, it's we're in the 22nd. I could see it being Toronto's number one or next year our own number one. And probably, they're probably gonna be Lorai just because I think he has the most value to them and he's young.
Right.
Um, I could see that getting it done with maybe another prospect. Maybe they'll want Zellers or maybe it seems like everybody wants Blanar. I've heard so many YouTubers and other people. Blanar is on everybody's radar.
Yeah.
So I think that could get it done.
Right. For good reason. So, but then now your cupboard's bare again when it comes to prospects.
Well, you still have Laterno.
Yeah.
If it's Blanar or if it's Zellers, you're gonna have one of them still, right?
Right. Right.
And you still have Peterson. You have Joe Johansson. What was it? What's his name?
Loke Johnson.
Loke Johnson. Yeah. You still have some people.
Right.
And then
Simpson, the Simpson kid.
yeah. So but you have to do something to get something. You have to give shit away
I
to
agree.
get stuff. So if you want an
Not,
elite center, you're going to give stuff away.
right.
And if it's not Laterno and it's not Hagens and it's Laterno, I'm going to be a little heartbroken. But you're getting Robert Thomas, which is
Right.
an elite center. So
Right.
what do you want? You're getting rid of elite center to get elite center.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, I totally forgot about Geeky too. I mean, guess Geeky's in there somewhere.
I'm okay with trading Geeky. If I don't know, I don't think they'd want Geeky. I don't think the Blues want Geeky. But if they did,
no. You know what? A deal that kind of almost happened, but didn't. Sweeney didn't want to do anything. Sounds like with Geeky at the time,
Jersey
sending him to New Jersey for the
yeah. Well, we didn't know that Nemec was demanding out. Nemec is now publicly demanding out. I would take Nemec in a heartbeat, even though I know he's an offensive guy, but he's got skill. He's super young. He's
Yeah. Agreed.
Now Nemec and Charlie makes your right side nice.
Right. Well, yeah. If Charlie stays and all that, and you can move Geeky and you get your center, right? Because then you could always keep Zaka and slot him down on a wing, right? And keep some depth on the second line. because you need to have your top six.
You're not going to have enough to make the trade for Robert Thomas and Nemec, right? You're just not. So it's either going to
You know,
be one. I don't. No, who we got left to give away?
hold
Who are you
on.
going to?
If it's hold on,
If
if
it,
Morgan Geeky, if
oh,
Morgan
you think it's
Geeky,
geeky, just geeky for?
no, I think it's something else. It'll probably be Geeky and something else would have to go. But Geeky's also almost a 40 goal scorer.
That's true.
That's what
His
they want.
stock is super high. Yeah.
It sounded like that's what they want. Who knows? Maybe it would be something along those lines. Maybe we're undervaluing Geeky. I mean, for all we know, he did make a point of saying that a lot of teams, were asking about him, and it sounds like New Jersey was one of those teams. And if they
And he,
don't want
his trade
to,
protection doesn't go in until July 1st.
right? And here's the thing: he's locked up at a reasonable $6 million.
Yep.
Guy, if
For
he goes,
7 years, 6 years,
he'll score
6 years.
30 flat plus.
Yeah, and he has zero trade protection until July 1st. So if they were going to do it,
They do it, right?
I'd
They
do it before the draft, and I'd consider. I wonder if somebody in the top 10 would.
But then, yeah, but I don't know about that. But then,
Yeah,
think about this.
just go to Jersey for Nemec. Just do it for Jersey for Nemec.
Well, but now his salary that he's looking for isn't
8 to 9,
8 million?
8 to 9. Yep.
Wait, is that what they were saying for the Nemec?
Yeah, that's what projected. Let's go see what Puckpedia projects.
Right.
Let's go see.
I mean, you can't. You would have to move on from somebody, Hampus, somebody, right? You can't. And then maybe you're moving on from Hampus, but maybe low rise has to be,
Well, but honestly, I don't. Hampus is a great player. I'm not taking anything. I mean, he's had some injury issues, but I think they said it was just a fracture that was causing a problem issue.
Yeah.
But a left side D is a lot easier to replace than a right side D, Mike.
Agreed.
It's so much harder. Look. I never thought it was that hard, but you look at the guys that are out there on the right side. There's tons on the left. Okay.
Yes.
Now the only team that has a problem with the left side is so you could go get Zellweger. They are loaded on the left, loaded on the right, and not on the left. So
on Anaheim.
Right. Yeah. You could make. I could say I could live with going to get Zellweger over Nemec. It wouldn't cost you as much. He's
right
side. They need a left side guy.
Okay.
If Lori's not part of a Robert Thomas deal, they need left. They're limited on the left side. So there's something there.
Okay.
Or maybe you could just trade for Zellweger outright with something else if they use it.
Right.
I think he would be good enough. I think Zellweger would be good enough on the right side. But you're right. Let's see. Simon Nemec contract. What it want? I would say contract projection. Here we go. Oh, they're saying he wants a bridge deal.
Okay. So a bridge deal is what, 5-6 million he's looking for?
Yeah, 5 to 6.
All right. That's reasonable.
It says if not, long term would be somewhere between 8.3 and 9.
Okay. So in other words, to get the years to buy a few of his UFA years, he wants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how old is he?
Let's see. I'm looking. $22.
Oh,
he's a baby.
Okay.
So that's a long-term dude.
Right. Yeah. So you'd probably want to do a 3-year to bridge without going into his UFA. So
right.
Yeah, and then try to sign him to a longer deal. Yeah. Well,
so honestly, a 22-9 doesn't sound bad.
No.
Right?
Again. Well, let's wrap this. Let's wrap this one up, and then we can get into like the draft stuff. I know we want to do an episode time.
A little closer.
That might be available when the Bruins pick at 22 or whatever they're 23.
Yeah.
But I've been looking at a bunch of those prospects, and
I mean, do you want to just throw that out there real quick? What do you think? Who do you think the Bruins pick at 22? Is it 22? I think.
Let's save that for the next one.
Okay, we'll save that for the next one. Yeah, we're over an hour now, I think.
Yeah, let's wrap this one up.
Okay.
But yeah, man, like I think the Bruins, like we just said, they can go a couple of different ways. I really feel like you said, you've been saying all along, when are they going to talk to Charlie? When are they going to talk?
Yeah, I've been waiting. I've been looking. I've been scouring the internet looking for something. There was no reports that they've talked to either one of them.
Yeah.
And is that them saying I'm not talking to you right now, or is that just them being I don't have to talk to you? I don't know.
I think again, and I said this before, I think this is the cooling off period. They're just letting things kind of fill out. bit.
The draft is what, the 26th of June.
I
How
know.
much longer are you gonna wait? Because you're gonna be Sweeney, gonna wait till the day up to decide who you're picking?
No, no.
I mean,
My guess is they're this is probably gonna, they if they haven't already talked to his agent.
yeah, right.
I
Okay.
mean that they have, right, but they, who knows? I guess we'll hold on. Like you just said, we will know before the draft, because I can guarantee, like you said, he's not going to go into the summer into free
No.
agency with not knowing whether or not he needs to replace his stud right side defender, right? Like,
Yeah, or it's the elite.
right, and
Winger.
honestly, right, if he's going to trade him away, he has to trade it before the draft.
Who's the draft? You have to. And I sort of got Mike. If
That would
they
be
trade
stupid,
it for
right?
Braden Snyder, and next year's pick or some crap like that, I would. Uh,
Right,
pitchforks and torches are coming out in
right.
Boston. I swear.
Pitchforks, yeah, get your pitchforks.
Yeah, my God.
Right. Yeah.
All
Well,
right, bro.
all right.
This has been great. I had a lot of fun as
Yeah.
always. This is episode two Bros Bruins Podcast, and please like and subscribe.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.